Hello, friends, and happy Straturday. Psyberry here with another Darkest Dungeon How to Use guide. Real quick, before I get started, thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this guide with a friend. We are still on our way to 1,000 subscribers, and you can be a huge part of making that possible. Alright, let's do this shit. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into how to play the Babicka, which I hope I'm pronouncing right. It's spelled like that. And if I'm not mistaken, it is Czech for grandmother or old woman, and that's exactly what you're getting here. You're getting Granny Shotgun, ready to go. Let's see here. Her canon name is Nimkova, which I assume is a straight-up cultural name, and I don't know much about it, so I'm not going to say anything. Let's go with the credits real quick. Uncanny Gemstar did the art, animation, and effects, and Shay did the sound effects, and there are a list of people that Uncanny Gemstar thanks on the page, on the workshop page, and so check those out. It's a bunch of testers and probably people who gave advice. But anyway, we're going to just jump right into the base stats of the Babicka here. Max HP is going to start at 29 at first resolve, and move all the way to a 53 at final resolve. This goes up by 6 at every level. This is very, very comparable, but not the same, to a Man-at-Arms. And it's a little more than what an Arbalist gets. Like, an Arbalist starts with similar HP, but only goes up by, I think it's 5 every level, so the Babicka outtracks the Arbalist for HP, and so she's pretty tanky. I consider this a high HP value. Dodge is going to start off at 5 and move to a 25 at final resolve. This is the average dodge track, the same as a bounty hunter or a crusader would have, and it serves her well. She's going to have other ways to defend herself as well, but she likes to guard other units, and in doing such, the higher her dodge and prot are, the better for everybody. And prot starts out as 0, with the typical class growth there of 0. Speed, she's going to start off with 2 speed at first resolve, and is going to progress to a 3 at third level resolve, and a 4 at max resolve. So this is a pretty slow speed track, I'm not going to lie. It's the same tracking as the Leper. She's still got a better speed than the Crusader, but at the same time, she doesn't really need to go first. With the exception of if you really, 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 really want to get a guard on somebody, and you want that to be high priority, you may have to wait a little bit into the round more than you'd like to re-up that guard. But otherwise, if you really wanted to make the most out of that, you could give her a trinket, giving her a high speed on round 1, and hit guard, and then not worry about it for a while. From there, we go to the accuracy mod, which is a 0 as you would expect. Nothing to see here. The crit starts off at 1%, and it will progress to a 5% at max resolve. This is low on the crit end. This is the same crit range as like an Antiquarian or a Vestal would have. So she's not living for crits, but she can still do it, and when she does, she's going to gain a benefit like anybody else. But it is not her focus by far. And then the damage actually is going to be a 5 to 10 at first resolve. I've got a quirk here getting rid of my damage, which is unfortunate. But it's going to progress to an 8 to 16 at max resolve. This is what I would consider frontline damage. It is the same tracking damage-wise as a bounty hunter would have. It's very close to like a highwayman. So she's going to put out decent damage if you utilize her in such a fashion. She's got a couple of different damaging moves to choose from, but mainly her meat and potatoes is going to be guarding folks and healing folks. So let's just waste no time, go straight into her combat skills. With the first one, Practiced Shot. It is usable from rank 3 or 4, and you can target ranks 2, 3, or 4 of enemies. It's a ranged attack with an accuracy base of 95. This does full damage, and it's a crit modifier of 1%. This is also going to do armor piercing up to 15%. So it's not going to ignore prot on enemy targets, but if it's lower than 15% prot, it will. So it's just going to carve through slightly tougher enemies and do more damage that way. So hard to argue with this move. The second combat skill is Shelling. It is used in rank 2, 3, or 4, and it will target both rank 1 and 2 opponents. It's a ranged attack with an accuracy base of 85 and a crit mod of -3%. That is typical of AoE moves, and you'll see that if it grows like other moves do, this will actually get into the positive numbers again at high level, so it's not that bad. This is going to do custom damage spread. It's going to do -20% damage to rank 1 enemies and -60% damage to rank 2 enemies. That means it's going to do close to full damage to the guy at the first rank, and it's going to do a little more than half damage to the guy in the back rank. A little less than half damage. It was a slip. But overall, that is a decent chunk of damage to be doing, spreading into the front ranks. This is not a bad move if you want something AoE to just clean up mobs that are in the front. This isn't a bad way to do it, especially if you've already piled up some damage but not kills on those front ranks. The third combat skill is Scold. It is usable from rank 1, 2, or 3, and can target rank 1, 2, or 3 opponents. This is a melee attack with an accuracy base of 95, a damage modifier of -40%, and a crit mod of +3. This is going to debuff that target for damage dealt. So this is a good way to spread that defensive debuffs on your enemies. Because if you're going to target somebody who's a damage threat, I'm thinking about the Eldritch in the Cove, the ones with the spears that do a lot of damage per capita, I guess I could call it, but per unit, basically. This is a good way to kind of curb their damage down to a normal level, or to defang enemies entirely, if they're weak enough that this is going to make them pretty wimpy. So this is not a bad attack for that, and there are ways you can get this damage that is about 60% of full damage to level up, so to speak, into a higher damage value. There's a trinket for that if you wish. The fourth combat skill is Get Behind Me. It is used in rank 1, 2, 3, or 4. And you're going to select an ally, you guard that ally, and you will knock them back 1 rank. So they're going to move backwards 1 rank. And you are going to guard them for, I assume, 3 rounds. I could be mistaken. It might even be more. But you are also going to buff the Babicka to get 10% prot. At max level, this is 25%, unless it has been changed. And that is a significant amount of prot, and there are ways to maximize that. But basically, she's a very good prot guard, and if she's fully removing one of your party members from harm, you can use this in a couple of ways. You can use this if you've got a frail person who doesn't want to take hits at all. Like a succubus loves to be guarded. If you have a succubus, use this on her. Other than that, if you can even use this conditionally, if you don't want to normally guard with her. If you got a guy who just took a big chunk of damage mid-round, wait till her turn at the end of the round, guard them, and for the next 3 turns, you don't have to worry about healing them yet. The fifth combat skill is Motherly Care. It is usable from any rank, and you're going to target someone, including yourself, one of your allies, or yourself, and you're going to heal their HP with a range. At this level it is 2 to 2, and you were going to stress heal that unit as well. They're going to receive plus 50% healing skills when you are guarding, and plus 50% stress relief skills when you are guarding. So this is going to be empowered if she's already guarding someone. That's where it comes in. You're going to get an extra 50% to both HP and stress heals while you are guarding someone. I don't have a max level one right now, but at this level, 3 to 4 HP is not bad. The stress heal is probably what you're really here for, and if you're trinketing for that, it is actually pretty damn good. The sixth ability is Share Wisdom. It is usable from rank 1, 2, 3, or 4, and you're going to select an ally. You're going to buff that target, minus 10% stress, and plus 5 accuracy, and plus 10% prot when they are guarding. I do not know if you can use this on yourself. The name of the move leads me to believe you cannot target yourself with this because you're sharing that wisdom. But if you can do that with yourself, you can stack your prot up really, really high. But even if not, these buffs are great, and if they are also a guard unit, they're gonna love you, Grandma. They're gonna love you. Just saying. Alright, let's finish it off with the 7th combat skill, Muzzle Flash. It is usable from rank 2 or 3, and you can target any enemy rank with this move. It's a ranged attack with an accuracy base of 100, a damage modifier of negative 50%, and a crit mod of 4%. This is going to bypass stealth on that unit and de-stealth them. This is going to line up your torch for 4 torch, and this will do a bonus 150% damage versus stealth targets. So she's running out, and there are stealth targets, and you have this equipped, and you're in one of those ranks. This is a very good move to use, because you're going to be doing a lot of damage, more than you typically would with even your other big hitter practice shot. And you're also going to de-stealth them in case they are, still alive after that. And you're going to get some torch out of it. It's really just kind of a win-win-win situation. Alright, let's breeze through the camping skills real quick. She has the generic Encourage, Wound Care, and Pep Talk, as you would expect. And her first custom camping skill is Rest for the Weary. This is a time cost 2 camping skill. You're going to target yourself. You're going to heal 40% of your HP, which is pretty insane with her HP levels. And you're going to remove 10 stress. In exchange, you're going to receive a minus 2 speed debuff for the next 4 battles. So she's going to slow down just a little bit. It kind of happens when you get in that older age bracket. But you're going to feel much, much better afterwards. And for 2 time cost, not a better way to heal her HP. The second custom camping skill is Double Stitch. It's a time cost 3 camping skill. You're going to select a companion. They're going to receive 10% prot for 4 battles, and a debuff resistance bonus of plus 25% for the next 4 battles. So, this is really good prepping if you are thinking you're going to get targeted by a lot of debuffs. Maybe there's another guard unit in your party, and you want to make sure you and they are going to be really stacked against that with debuff resistance. This is a good way to do that. Specifically, I don't know any actual specific moments this would be really useful, but it is a pretty fun ability nonetheless. The third camping skill is Elderly Advice. It's a time cost 3 camping skill, and you're going to select a companion again. You're going to give them plus 5 accuracy, plus 5% crit, and minus 15% stress damage received for the next 4 battles. So they're going to be way, way more prepared for what they have in front of them, and it's exactly what elders are for. They're there to help you navigate life. Because, you know what? Here's the secret. You ready for this? No one's given a guidebook for life. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't. There's the secret to life. But anyway, the fourth camping skill is Home Cooking. It's a time cost 4 camping skill. The party is going to heal 10% HP and minus 10 stress. And for the next 4 battles, there will be minus 25% food consumed. Which is pretty good, actually. Like, if you think about it in a weird way, if nothing else is going on with your food consumed, and you run into, like, a food check in that range of 4 battles, and normally you would eat 4 food, they would only consume 3? Interesting. So it's a good way to kind of conserve on food, and she has at least 1 trinket that benefits from having food left over in your inventory. So that's not a bad way to fuel that kind of a synergy as well. So briefly, let's cover her crit effect. Is going to buff her prot for a couple rounds, which is exactly what grandmother shotgun wants. Party composition ideas for her. Nothing real specific springs to mind. Nothing I want to try out today, at least. She would be really good with a succubus. Succubus loves being guarded. At low levels, when you're still building up good quirks on your units, if you want to target her with the forced guard from the harlot, it could give her a quirk when guarding that would boost her stats while guarding. That is not a bad thing to try and proc on her and try and lock into position as well. It could be really, really, really useful. Beyond that, you just want to make sure when you bring her out into a party that she has someone to defend and that there's plenty of damage units on the field. So if you want to defend, in my case, I'm going to defend the Plague Doctor. It's not really imperative that the Plague Doctor receive defense, but it's one less target that is selectable. So I enjoy it regardless. But make sure there's plenty of damage on the field, because she doesn't necessarily use her turn for that as often as you might think. Otherwise, quirks. I love Luminous. I mean, every time I find Luminous on one, I will put it in my roster. It's just an instant thing. So Luminous will be helpful on the Babicka, but not necessary. However, being a guard unit, it will help a lot. Hard Skinned is also good because she's already playing that prot game, so why not? I don't remember if there's a quirk that boosts your HP by a percentage, but having a high HP value, she gains more out of a percentage HP boost than any other unit, almost, in the entire game. It's another thing to think of when you're putting trinkets on her. HP would be a very high priority choice. Other than that, let's look at her actual trinkets. There's at least one, I think, on the one I'm taking out, so I'll go over that at the end. And I do not have all our trinkets. Thankfully, the workshop page has a description of all the trinkets available and what they do, because Uncanny Gemstar thought ahead and was very friendly in that way. We're going to start here with the COM trinket, Crystalline Wooden Spoon. This is going to give you plus 100% damage with melee skills. This is what I was talking about that makes, what's called Scold, extra powerful. This is also going to give a bonus 25% damage if food is in the inventory. This buff rule data tooltip revisions. I don't know if I'm missing something in my files that would identify that, but it is just food. It's the food item in inventory. And in exchange, this will make the Babicka consume 200% food more than normal. So I believe that means... Am I reading that right? Yeah, I believe that means she's going to eat 3 times as normal, which is hilarious. But she's going to do a shit ton of damage, especially with melee skills. The second trinket we're going to go over is Gilded Gloves. This is the very rare trinket. It's going to give 10% prot, and plus 25% stress relief skills, and plus 20% stress heals received. So when you stress heal, you're going to get more out of it, and when you stress heal others, you're going to get more out of it, and you're going to be a little bit more protected, which honestly fits her like a glove. Okay, I kid. The next one we're going to go over is the Bear Paw Gloves. It's the rare trinket. It's going to give a plus 50% damage with melee skills, plus 30% bleed skill chance with melee skills, which might lead you to be temporarily confused, minus 3% crit, and oh, here's the part. On attack hit, bleed with 100% base, 2 points a round for 3 rounds. So if it's melee, it's actually going to be 130% base to give this bleed. So if she's going to be scolding people, what better to do it with than, like, bear paw gloves? And the final one we're going to go over is the Hunter's Scope. It's the common trinket. It's going to give her crit and speed, which is basically trying to make up for her two worst stats, in my opinion. So it's pretty good as far as making her survivable at low level, but overall I would not waste my time getting this trinket if you don't already have it. The other ones I want to go over real quick is the Warped Scope. This is the very rare trinket. It's going to give an additional 15% damage versus Eldritch, 15% damage versus marked targets, and overall, plus 10% to damage. On an attack, however, you are going to select a random target, not necessarily the one you chose, with 100% likelihood. These two last lines, on attack, random target, minus 100% versus Eldritch, and the same with marked. Basically what that means is if there's an Eldritch target and you've selected it, it will hit that target, not a random target. Or if there's a marked target and you've selected it, it will hit that target, not a random target. So this Warped Scope seems to prioritize marked and Eldritch targets, otherwise it doesn't care who it kills. So that's kind of a cool, unique trinket that I pretty much love this. I will go out with it all the time, unless I decide I want to go melee, and then I'll swap it out. And here is the Field Medic's gloves, which I'm probably going to take off, so I only have 2 trinkets while I'm on the adventure. But what they will do is they're going to add 20% to the healing skills, and plus 20% to her disease resistance, which is pretty good. It's pretty fun. It's a good way to boost her healing output, but honestly that is not what she needs in this group. Anyway, so my goal here, not that it matters to you guys, is to go get this fine china for the innocent. It is the hag battle, not that it matters, that part won't be in the recording. I'm just going to show you kind of how she plays. I don't think I needed those laudanum.
There is method in the wild corruption here.
Okay.
There's a form both wretched and malevolent.
God damn it. Okay, well, there's going to be backtracking regardless. I'm going to go the long way, just so that I don't have to backtrack in the middle of filming a video for you guys. We do not need that. We're coming back. We are going to get this, though. So this group, I'm going to block for the Plague Doctor. I have not trinketed the Plague Doctor with anything that gives her dodge. So I'll be protecting her primarily. And go from there. There's a shovel need. We do need a shovel. We do need a shovel. Alright, first battle, here we come. I'm gonna start off with this. We got crits in the front, so we did kill. I didn't put the knife on you. I didn't put the knife on you. Fuck this, we can start this again. Okay. You pull him back, and it puts the shield breaker back in front for another round 2 cleave if I wanted to. Which is pretty nice. I thought it was a good trick to pull off here, in case I needed it. But this party, or this current grouping, doesn't need it. Oh, it's stunned. Oh god. Maybe not. Leave her alone, man. You don't know.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Alright, I do have some stress built up on the Arbalist, which is sad. I didn't see
Seize this
3-round drop, so it's probably
push on to the task's end.
It's probably a full 3 rounds guard as well then. So that's nice. Usually, they'll tell you it's 3 rounds guard, like in default, but it's really only 2 rounds guard, because the moment that exact action is finished, that counter goes down by 1. So it'll really only be 2 rounds. But this looks like it's actually 3, which I approve of. I did not switch her shit again. I need to do this. I need to do this. I will run, I will take stress damage, not a big deal. But I need that. if I'm gonna be in the front. There's no way I'm not using that. Noxious blast. It's fine. Holding vapors, disorienting blast. Let's go with that. And that. So I'm gonna be in front most of the time. Better! Now I can actually do my turn.
The abyss
Alright, Battle 2.
returns even the boldest
Alright, Babicka,
gaze.
what do you want to do? Grandmother shotgun. You want to hit the front guys? Is that what you want to do? I don't have her prod piercing move.
The match is
I would
struck.
like to guard again.
A
Normally I
blazing
would,
star
but
is
I'm trying to show
born.
off our other moves. I'm gonna use Muzzle Flash, I guess, and try and kill this guy in the back. Yeah, it's gonna have to be her.
Their formation is broken.
That would de-stealth.
Maintain the
That would do
offensive.
bonus damage against stealth enemies. There wasn't one, so...
Decimated.
Eat it. Okay, I would like to stack some damage on these folks.
Death waits for the
Not
slightest
cool,
lapse
man.
in concentration.
Not fucking cool. Oh, it's 8. Yikes. Okay, I might be able to kill with shelling. That could be fun.
Confidence surges
More or
as the
less.
enemy crumbles.
More or less. There's a lot of healing. Good job,
The
Arbalist.
slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Alright. Everything's back in position. I don't like that debuff. I don't like it at all. Okay, I see where our next battle will be. Disarming traps. Getting rid of poison. Oh yeah. Kool-Aid Man jumps through my door. Don't steal my punchline, asshole. Alright. Battle number 3. Let's put on some different moves on her. I have shown this, and this, and this. So, let's try and show the rest. It's only 3 characters. This might not go well.
Destroyed.
We're not going to AoE them, because then they'd be dead. We are going to focus on that
A
one.
decisive pummeling.
Okay, Motherly Care. Which would do more if you were guarding a unit. So if we're talking like 5 stress heal and a heal of like 4 HP. Being multiplied by 1.5. That's a lot of healing in both kinds. You do have to invest a turn in guarding first. Not bad though.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
I don't move him though. Why did I do that? I could have just moved or passed my turn or something. I don't know how many moves she's got targetable on rank 1. Scold. I can get Scold. I did not get to show practice shot, unfortunately. But let's Scold this guy. Hey, behave yourself. Young man, you behave yourself.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Well, despite only getting 5 verse 7 shown off, that is all the time I've got for Babicka or Shotgun Grandma today. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you try her out. She's a lot of fun. But yeah, stay tuned. We've got another Let's Play coming up on Wednesday, and next Saturday we will have another guide video. Thanks for watching. Stay frosty.
Doesn't matter who's the master here.